plus a lesbian cruise! Spoiler alert, I'm going to be analyzing and reacting to Season 2, Episode 4 of Hacks. To give you a quick recap of what has happened up until now. In Season 1, bisexual comedian and writer Ava gets hired by Jean Smart, who plays Deborah Vance, an aging famous comedian who lives and works in Las Vegas. Many hilarious and entertaining shenanigans ensue, and the season ends on a cliffhanger. Ava had sent a very damaging and slanderous email to some TV producers, and then subsequently accepted to continue working for Deborah and go on tour with her. The first 3 episodes of Season 2 tease a resolving of the damaging email thing, but then we learn that actually Deborah is suing Ava while simultaneously keeping her on staff. So the episode sets us up for them to go on a gay male cruise, gay men being Deborah's money-making audience. I suppose the show has gone to great lengths to make sure we know that Deborah is a gay icon. So as the episode unfolds, I begin to find this part of her character completely implausible. I mean, I know there's a stereotype that gay men and lesbians don't get along, but we have each other's backs on homophobia. I feel like, am I crazy? Margaret Cho! Underrated queer icon.
So how were they?
Audience is B-, but A+.
Huh.
Deborah's like, what?
I thought this was a gay cruise.
It is. Lesbians.
Oh my god! When they zoom in on her face with the ship honking like Big Bertha. While Ava, our bisexual co-lead, is quite excited, Deborah is less than thrilled about the prospect of performing for lesbians who she says don't like her. And then Ava reveals,
could it be your hundreds of thousands of jokes at their expense over the years?
apparently Deborah Vance has had it out for the lesbians. Are you just bitter because you're stuck getting by men? Deborah brushes off Ava's suggestion and instead decides it's because lesbians are threatened by her. I think lesbians are threatened by the possibility that they might stop making Crocs. We feel threatened by that. And then we get this glorious moment where someone shouts, I thought about it, and I landed on, since taco equals, then chacos must be the portmanteau, the crushing together of tacos and chest, boobies, bazingas, mountains of glory. You get it. Ava sits down at the bar and is there for all of 4 seconds before a mullet-headed lesbian in a wife beater hits on her.
Well, hello there, my lady. Hey, I don't think I have seen you on one of these trips before. Nope, first time.
Hello there, milady. Oh my god. If you ever need a pickup line, don't say hello there, milady.
I'm Linda.
Don't you mean Joan Jett's distant cousin, Linda Jett?
Ava.
Oh.
This is so glorious, I can't look away. Ava spots a hot poly couple and sadly ditches Linda Jett.
I will. And good luck with the lesbians.
Okay, as much as I am enjoying the fuck out of this episode, I have to admit, the plot line is a little thin. I have to think if there were hundreds of thousands of offensive jokes about lesbians in a comedian's past, that a lesbian cruise line maybe wouldn't hire them. I feel like they're maybe look them up, see. I feel like they maybe put a little bit more thought into who they bring onto these cruises. Marcus has decided the combination of lots of plus buying a new dog will help him get over his ex.
I heard there are multiple Olympic athletes on board. Apparently, if we were a country, we'd place at least 5th.
Multiple Olympic athletes. I love this. I love every moment of this. Okay, I'm pretty convinced at this point. Somebody in the writer's room was like, hey, what if we put these two on a lesbian cruise and see what happens? And that is how this episode came to be. And you know, the show is like so much funnier this season so far. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. I really feel like they've leveled up the humor. They've like really punched these scripts up. We are just getting really funny and high quality humor here. When Deborah and Ava engage in a totally normal nail painting activity, I definitely have had my nails painted by my boss before, who's suing me. Ava brings up sexual orientation and asks Deborah if she's ever considered being with a woman before. Deborah gives the classic hetero, I wish I was gay because it would be easier to date women line. Ava quickly corrects her, and then Ava does something very interesting. And she almost sort of explains compulsory heterosexuality.
Sometimes I conflate the rush I feel when a man shows interest in me with actual feelings of attraction. It feels good to get attention from the group that's held up as like the leader gods of society. Not every queer person feels like they arrive into existence with an attraction to like a specific kind of person, and that's okay too.
I would imagine this scene is especially relatable for bisexual and pansexual people. I would be interested to hear from you in the comments if this rings true for any of you watching. Turns out the hot poly couple is hot and biphobic.
Well, to be honest, we think it's a binary and they're just born gay or straight.
Totally, 100%.
So we do get some polyamory representation, but it's not the highest light they're being portrayed in. I think this just made me pause a little, and one of the reasons is because I'm like going in my mind, I'm like, okay, most of the poly people I know are bi. This show is always, you know, willing to have serious discussions and interesting discussions about sexuality, about race, about everything. And they choose this as a moment to bring up another discussion, which is about biphobia in the queer community. Ava, in the hypocritical move of the year, totally acts like she's cool with the biphobia, while Deborah's watching the whole thing, rolling her eyes. I really think part of what season 2 is exploring is what we saw in episode 2 of season 2, which is when Ava reads off what she wrote in the damaging email to Deborah. And what I'm saying is, I think these two are a mirror for each other, and I think that's what season 2 is sort of telling us as a story. Ava literally lectures Deborah on the Kinsey scale, among other things, and then immediately is silent when she is hearing biphobic expressions. They're both hypocrites, and they're both egomaniacs, and they're both delicious television characters. Deborah proceeds to get wasted, runs on stage, and starts singing You Make Me Feel. As a performer, this horrified me, but as a viewer, this was really nice. God, this is kind of epic. Marcus has a really bad turn of events as season 2 continues. He is just obviously heartbroken over losing his ex, and Marcus runs into his ex at the club while he's on malt. Oh no. Meanwhile, Deborah, finally, we see her perform her gig, and it starts out great with her copying the Ellen dance, which, you know, I would love too, and the lesbians love. But then she starts bombing hard. And she does not recover.
The captain's a woman? Oh, God. Hope we don't have to parallel park this thing.
Oh, no, she didn't. The whole thing culminates into Deborah shouting out, "Everyone hates women," which, of course, the audience rightly boos. We get a glorious Ava partying with the poly couple while water splashes down on them scene. Nice, hot 3-way makeout scene. But to all of our displeasure, it is quickly interrupted by Deborah because they have been kicked off the Lesbian Cruise for her offensive set Who can blame them? We cut to the ending credits and get a club mix version of Katie Lang's Constant Craving. It's like one last firework when you think they've ended. I immediately wanted to watch this episode again. Okay, this is turning out to be an amazing second season. If you want to see me do more hacks breakdowns, then let me know in the comments. And if you'd like to hear my take on biphobia in the lesbian community, check out this video. All right, I'm Amanda, and this is my Really Gay YouTube channel.